Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the ELC EVEN 90. It's the Tier 8 French Premium Light Tank. It's located on the north spawn of Prokhorovka, and it's under the command of sircrustynutz, which you might know as Sir Rusty. Game on! Well, Sir Rusty is actually in platoon with grown-up Cider 301 in the Barask, and he's going to have a personal best in this game. Obviously, as you know, we do these games because we like to do them for our friends. And Sir Rusty has been a friend of What Arty Noobs for many years and has actually produced some fabulous skins over that time. And of course, we came to know him and his beautiful daughter, Jazz, who's no longer with us, but is in memory. We still remember her. Okay, well, he spotted Aslains over in the field. Who else has he spotted? Nobody yet, other than that list. But he's marking the ground to say that's where I'm looking. As we know, the Prokhorovka map has changed a little bit because now we get those events that suddenly happen. Oh, he spotted a BZ-176, but he's over by the railway line. It's a little further away. In fact, it may have been somebody else. No, he spotted the Tiger II as well. He is actually spotting these tanks for the first time. Now, the ELC EVEN 90 was part of the ELC project, which means Engin Léger de Combat. That means a light fighting vehicle. And it wasn't accepted, but there were a couple that were built, or one that was built actually, at least, in fact, there was actually 10 pilot models, and one of them's at the French Tank Museum at Saumur, which is one of my absolute go-tos. It's on my bucket list, you might say, that I have to go there and see the fabulous list of tanks they've got there. I've seen some of the videos that the Chieftain's done. He went there and had a look, and yeah, they have got some pretty good tanks in store. The ELC is no bigger than a Fiat 500, would you believe it? A tiny little car, a micro car. So if an American saw it, the American car would absolutely dwarf an ELC EVEN 90. 90mm low pressure gun, which is actually capable of doing 220 alpha, 175mm pen with standard ammo. With the APCR, that goes up to 215, so from 175 to 215, so that's 40 in total. And the HE rounds will do 270, but they only penetrate 45mm, so only really, I suppose, useful if you need to reset a cap. Still spotting a lot of tanks, and he's picking up spotting assist like nobody's business. 2,553 already. Now, the ELC didn't get accepted, but another of the ELC tanks was, of course, the ELC AMX, or AMX ELC, depending on when you join the game, because it actually used to be the other way around. And that's also in the Saumur. They have a copy of that. Each of these tanks had different armament. They had the standard ELC EVEN 90 with a 90mm gun. They even had an ELC 30, which had two 30mm cannons instead of the 90mm. That would have been interesting in the game. They put that in as a tier 6 premium. That would have been quite fun. Bit like having a Lux with steroids, you know, a tiny little thing running around with two twin cannons firing 30mm shells into the enemy. I ought not to give Wargaming more ideas because they might actually go and build it. But what I really would like, he's the enemy. Well, he found us, but he's out the game. He got spotted. Now we need to get into cover quick. There's me waffling on about other tanks that Wargaming can put into the game and tanks that actually existed, and the enemy finds us. Okay, we've lost virtually all our hit points. We're down to 9 now, just 9. I'm not sure we can actually spot effectively, but I think that Sir Krusty will try. Yeah, I was actually saying that they actually made another one, which was a 120mm recoilless rifle with 4 rifles. So that means it could be a 4-shot autoloader, but it would have to go away to load for, say, 40 seconds to put those 4 shots back in. And here comes the aircraft. So, yes, we rarely get to see that when it's going on. And we got some spotting on this going down. And the bombers have suddenly departed. Okay, well, getting back to it, there's there's actually quite a few variations of the ELC that Wargaming could bring into the game. But I'm not sure if they ever will. There was one skin actually that Steve Walst of Honest Gaming actually brought up, and it actually says on the bottom of the tank, if this is if you can read this, it's the wrong way up, or something of that nature, which is actually quite funny. But now with the auto writing, you don't need to worry about it being on the wrong way up. In fact, he actually made another version which actually had twin 19mm guns, but it actually, one of them wasn't active, so it had 2 barrels. But he called his the Steve 90, and he won an incredible Kolobanov medal by killing his own teammate, which wasn't very sporting, but there you go. It was just for fun. Honest Gaming just tries to make the game fun for everyone. So at the moment, you can see Sir Krusty has actually got quite an interesting skin on his ELC EVEN 90. I'm not sure if he paid for that one or made it himself, but it is a good one. I'm not sure he's got any shot on that guy there, and it's a 252U, and I'm not sure he's actually going to get through, but he's using the bush mechanic to try and get these shells in. He's firing standard AP, fired the last one, no joy. So he's now got a long reload. Standard reload, 29.37 seconds. He's got 27.73. So we're only 1 tank down at the moment, but we're kind of boxed into the corner, and that doesn't look good because it means the enemy has pressured us and forced us back and surrounded us, and it makes it very much easier for them to win whilst they're in this situation. If we fired now, I think that Type 63 would see us. Pretty sure he would, but he's not the only one. You can see other enemy tanks are closing in from other directions. The BZ-176 has huge armor at the front, so it wouldn't really do us any good to actually fire on him, because the shell would probably bounce off. In fact, from this position now, we probably need to pull back a bit more in order to get good shots on these guys without being spotted. This is a tank that was actually made during the 1950s, and it was actually designed so it was an air transportable tank. The actual tank only weighs 8.5 tons. It's 8 tons. 8 tons fully loaded. So it's a very light tank, but I mean heavier than your normal car. Even though it's the size of a Fiat 500, it's got fuel, it's got ammo, and of course all space inside is used up. And there's only a crew of 3. You've got the in fact, his driver's out at the moment. I don't know if he knows that his driver's out, but I suppose he's leaving it because he doesn't want to spend money on the first aid kit to get him back in, when at this moment he's got virtually no hit points left, and more than likely he's going to go out the game the first time he gets hit. When he got the spotting on that Skoda T56 as well, 5,171 now. Oh, he's got more! Or did he? I'm not sure if he did get the one from that that Type 63 being killed. We're still 1 down on the enemy though. 3 shells in the breach, ready to rock and roll. All we can really do at this point is spot for our team. The reason it is a low pressure 90mm gun, by the way, is simply because the hull wouldn't be able to take so much stress from the recoil. If it was a full power 90mm, it would literally tear the thing apart. Well, things are not going well now because we just lost our Nomad to their Shrek. And yes, so things are not looking good. How can I say it? I don't think this battle is going to last very much longer. Technically speaking, we could escape to the south if we could get past their Wizzy 111 1FT, which is the tank destroyer. There he is. Ooh, he actually hit the tracks there. I don't know who the commander is, but he's certainly one of those voices that they've added in. At least it's not Cobra Commander. That thing is insane. Yes, he's trying to indicate that BZ-176 is really, really dangerous. So we're down to 4 now. 4 difference. There's 3. We just lost the Kari. It's possible we could escape, but we'd be running a gauntlet and we'd need our driver back in order to do it. And I'm not sure it would actually help us anyway. And the enemy is getting close to that 50 TP. And we've just lost another. So we're the second to last one. Now we're the last. It's only us left. Oh, we got a fire. Not for long. Oh, dear. Well, that game was a personal best for Sir Rusty, or Sir Krusty, as we should put him in this one. Yeah, in the ELC EVEN 90. He got a second-class tanker, and it's the first time he's ever had a second-class tanker in the ELC EVEN 90. He also got a patrol duty for being the only one spotting 6 enemy tanks whilst they were damaged. And his win rate from the game was 943, which is good, but not great. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see he actually did get 722 hit points of damage, but the high scorer in this game was the Shrek on the enemy team. I know some people call it the SHIT pack, but no, we won't call it that on our channel because, of course, there are children watching, and that means that we shouldn't be repeating words that they're going to repeat in their family existence or at school or whatever. But anyway, the second highest damage in the game went to the ISU 122-2, one of the new tanks in the game. He got 3,260. And the third highest damage, well, that went to the BZ-176 on the enemy team, 2,815. So 722 from a light tank with a very, very poor gun is not bad. When it came to kills, well, he didn't get any at all, but the top scorer was the Shrek. Again, 4 kills. 3 kills went to the Nomad on our team. 2 kills went to the GW Tiger P. And on the enemy team, the BZ-176, the Wizzy 111 1FT, who also picked up a steel wall, and also the LIS, the CS52 LIS on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, well, he's top of the table on his team, mainly down to the spotting that Rusty did. The highest was the Shrek again, 1,133. Second highest, the BZ-176 with 1,013. Third highest, the Wizzy 111 1FT with 994. And also Rusty could do was 594. But he did do some good spotting. We look at the detail. He only fired 15 rounds, but he got 9 direct hits on the enemy, but only 3 penetrations. It is a 90mm. I did say it's a low velocity 9mm, which 90mm, which means it's actually fairly anemic, you might say. It's not really that capable unless it can hit the right spot on the enemy tank. If he got behind a BZ-176, I'm sure he could nail him in the rear, but I'm afraid he wasn't behind him. He was actually in front of him, and it's very difficult getting through the frontal armor on a BZ-176. He got 722 hit points of damage, all of it done at close range. In fact, most of it was done to the enemy ELC EVEN 90. 4 hits received, all 4 penetrations, I'm afraid. 7 enemy vehicles spotted, 3 enemy vehicles damaged. None were killed, but he did 6,061 hit points of spotting assist in that game. And that was a record for Sir Rusty, or Sir Crusty as we call him here. And he also earned 80,100 credits profit. And he got 1,548 experience points as well. And because he got a patrol duty, he got the Courageous Resistance as well out of that one. So that's a nice little bonus on top, even though it was a losing game. So there you are. I thought I'd put that one in because Sir Crusty, and of course we know and love him from all those years. He's been with Arty Noobs since 2017. In fact, actually, I think it was 2016. I think he may have joined us when we started up. So we've been going a long time now, but he was actually one of the originals. And of course, he provided all of those skins, which sadly we can't really easily use, but he does still provide them to those people who can put them on. It's a bit difficult for me when I'm changing clients all the time, but yes, some of those skins are absolutely wonderful. So thank you, Sir Crusty, and I hope you enjoyed the replay. If you did enjoy it yourself as well, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.